Yesterday, Blizzard shared with us the official trailer for Season 3 of Diablo 4, Season of the Construct. It talked about bringing back our old buddy Zoltan Kuhl, who was a major player in the previous Diablo 3 game. He created the Black Soul Stone, which was a major part of the story. We resurrected him, had him help us out, and then immediately killed him afterwards. And apparently he has just been retconned into making even crazier things throughout his lifetime. This trailer talks about the Loom, an ancient technology designed by Kuhl, and how it has been taken over by the forces of evil, specifically the demon Malphas. One of the new features are going to be these dungeons called vaults. To get access to the dungeons, we'll need to be in World Tier 3 and have multiple new craftable materials called Pearls of Warding. This is a similar material to Sigil Dust, where you most likely go to an occultist and turn those Pearls of Warding into a Vault Sigil. Once we enter the vault by using the Vault Sigil, we'll be blessed by Zoltan's Warding, which gives us access to the, quote, riches within the vaults. This blessing has multiple stacks on it, and depending on how well you do in the vault, you will earn a ward woven chest, which has a higher chance of dropping legendaries. Season 3 is also introducing the first stationary boss, the golem that is being controlled by the demon. Blizzard hasn't announced what kind of drops we're going to get from this enemy, but assuming it's an endgame boss like the other ones, it's either going to be some kind of crafting material or some kind of special uniques that are easily found by this boss specifically. We'll also be fighting against a new enemy type, the Constructs. They are these elemental, mechanical-looking scorpions and spiders. Which brings us to the next big announcement. We will be getting a Seneschal Companion. This is a little mechanical dude who's going to be supporting us in battle and can be fully customized from a selection of 12 governing stones and 27 tuning stones. As we can see in the screenshot here, there are 2 spots for the governing stones and then 3 slots for the tuning stones, which will alter the governing stone that is inserted. Some enemies will drop a crafting material called Shattered Stone. This sounds similar to the gem fragments that can be crafted into a solid gem from the jeweler. This will allow us to upgrade the governing and tuning stones that will be inserted into the Seneschal Companion. These stones can be found by completing vaults, defeating the constructs in the vault, and by completing Arcane Tremor events. Arcane Tremor events are what looks like to be the next Blood Harvest. Defeating enemies in this overworld area will grant more Pearls of Warding, which will then be used to earn better rewards from completing the vaults over and over again. There will also be some quality of life updates announced for Season 3, with my favorite one being the Hell Tides only having a 5-minute cooldown. We've known about this one for a little bit, but it's just so good and it's already making me want to go through Hell Tides again, knowing that I don't have to set an alarm on my watch, or if I happen to log in at the wrong time and now I have to wait over an hour before the next Hell Tide begins. This is just a great change. Now, they don't say if Cinders will carry over, so most likely they won't. This is probably helpful for combating bots in Diablo 4. Otherwise, people would just have characters running Hell Tides 24/7 and flooding the trade market with these materials, or whatever unforeseen consequences can happen from this. Using WASD to move on keyboard. This one is surprising to me with the amount of love it's getting from the community. This thread from yesterday has over 400 upvotes celebrating this, which is pretty incredible for the Diablo 4 subreddit. Most threads that get this high are either meme posts or just hating on the game. So it's good to see positivity within the community. I'll give it a try myself, but since you can't really control the camera in Diablo 4 and I already use QWER for my abilities, I don't think it's going to work out too well for me, but at the end of the day, it's an accessibility option for people, so whether or not you personally use it, it's just a good thing for the game and the community. And then a few other quality of life updates, an extra stash tab, which is always nice. Really, though, this just comes down to how soon Blizzard will be implementing the aspect change, where we don't have to store all of our gear. Because stash space is just taken by aspects that we may need or want in the future. So once that gets changed, I personally won't need more than 2, maybe 3 stashes. But in the meantime, we're still going in the right direction by adding more stash tabs. There's going to be a skill tree respec mode where we will be able to change the tree around, play around with it, without having to spend the gold refunding certain nodes. It's a great change, even if it's only saving us the 2.6 million gold from resetting the skill tree. That's still a net positive. What will really be cool is if you can do it with the Paragon board, not only because of the 5.6 million gold, but because how many times are you trying to readjust your Paragon nodes and you have to go all the way back to the end of a node and refund this side, the other side, just so that I can get a node that's way over here. And then there's easier ways to earn Distilled Fear for the Beast boss fight, easier way to trade gold for console players. Of course, with every new season, there's going to be a new seasonal journey and battle pass with new rewards. That means they'll be bringing back the Smoldering Ashes, but this time with 3 new season blessings. I'll make a different video on this once it comes closer to season 3, but I am looking forward to the Shrine Increase buff. I've been trying to make a really good Spear of Lycander build, and this blessing may really help send it over the top. New cosmetics in the shop like always if you're into that sort of thing. And lastly, the leaderboards will be delayed until the Gauntlet launches later in the season. The Gauntlet is basically a weekly rift from Diablo 3 if you're familiar with that game. If not, I'll release a video about that when it comes out in the future. So I believe that is it. Everything we have learned so far until the campfire chat tomorrow. I'll have a recap on that as well, probably a little later in the day since I have class. But hopefully that was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.